I need to stop waiting until fucking 3 a.m. to actually make these, because I end up just falling asleep and then I have to make them the next morning like I'm doing now. And obviously the day's studies aren't as fresh in my mind at this time, but I'll still go through it. I was trying to learn to render in 3D, like mechanical elements, sci-fi, mechanical, whatever you want to call it, right? And it's something that I'm very not used to, very unskilled at, which is, nice to be able to see, because it's something that I can definitely, it's something I can focus on now. It's something that I can really put time into, which is nice to have. It's nice to have something like identifiable that you can do that with. So yeah, I've got that. I'm starting to think that maybe in terms of that kind of thing, like the mechanical sci-fi kind of thing, kind of images, I think maybe the shapes are more important than the actual forms, than the actual like intricacies of the forms, I think that maybe shapes and lines can communicate what I'm trying to get across better, or at least like more efficiently, right? But maybe that's not the case. And this is what I'm going to be studying again today, so I'll find out like the nuances of that kind of thing. But the main reason I'm studying that is because I want to be able to get my actual robot designs, mech designs, whatever you want to call them, to a more finished state, to a more polished state, faster. I want to kind of understand the process behind rendering, that kind of thing. What else? I did a set of 30 front squats to start off my training today, which was horrible. My legs are, I won't say finished, but you can feel like the remnants of the pump, because the pump was crazy. Blood was just really flowing to the legs, and it's good. It's all good. And then I did some hamstring curls. I don't do enough of those. They're really effective. You can get the stretch to really get the blood into your hamstrings. I don't do, at least I'm thinking of stopping doing as much hip hinges, or like maybe swapping out half my hip hinges with hamstring curls, right? Because my glutes are just, my glutes are just growing too much, like when I do hip hinges, when I do good mornings, when I do stiff leg deadlifts or Romanian deadlifts, I end up putting like, as much as I try not to, as much as I try to focus on the hamstrings, my glute just ends up getting like fucking stupid amounts of pump, and just they end up growing like a crazy amount. So I'm trying to switch out my hip hinges, some of my hip hinges for direct hamstring work, which I think will hopefully help a little bit. But yeah, I also want to learn to draw efficiently. I just want to learn to be honest, like all the things all the things I'm saying just kind of allude to me wanting like mastery over like a brush or a pen, which I think would be very, very useful. But I think one way of getting better at just drawing is, rather than using like a an opaque brush on Photoshop. Rather than doing that, would just be to use either like a thin marker or a pen and practice on paper. I think there could be huge benefits to that. So I might do some of that as well today. And yeah, I'm gonna try and get around 3 hours total work done today. I know it seems like nothing, and it basically isn't. It is very little work to do in a day. 3 hours, like, just fuck all really, innit? But it's still something. It's still like more than I've been doing, right? As long as it's more, as long as it's better than yesterday, then we're good. To be honest, it's just part of the process. In terms of resilience when I'm actually studying, that's going pretty well. I'm slowly getting more resilient. I'm letting like failures in or like obstacles when I'm studying, when I'm learning, I'm letting them get in my way less. I'm letting them bother me less, which is nice. I need to start to find ways to apply those kind of principles in the rest of my life, in like other parts of my life, maybe training. But I've never really had a problem with discipline and resilience in training. I always hit my rep sets. I'm not really, maybe that was like the foundation for any kind of resilience building in art, was my actual physical training, right? I think it's always good for someone to train physically, or it's a great way to easily build that discipline and resilience. It's just a great place to start, because it's relatively straightforward as well. There's not as much you can get lost with. I mean, in art, right, there's just so fucking much you can learn. The list is endless, and all of those kind of things can be broken down even further and studied at more face value or more like theoretically, or just there's so much shit, right? You can get overwhelmed very easily, very quickly. So maybe it's not the best place to start in terms of like learning how to build your discipline, build your resilience, right? I think physical training is like just a fundamental aspect of what everyone should do, to be honest, as a person. It's just necessary, I think if you're not training physically, then you're missing out. Not in the sense that like, you're worse than anyone else, or like, you don't train, so you're a bitch, basically. Not like that, I think, but it's beneficial to you as a person, right? And I'm not one to try and not let anyone know the things they can be doing to try and better themselves. I wouldn't want to withhold that information from anyone, because the more great people there are in the world, the more inspired I become, right? So I want to try and create as many as I can, if I can, because that just leads to greater competition for me, right? And that'll lead to me achieving greater things myself. Physical training is like such a fundamental thing, because it will just help you as a person so much. I'll be talking to like I think maybe probably average around 2 views on this video, pretty good one. The ad revenue from this one's gonna be fucking insane. Don't even have ads on my videos, but it's gonna be insane. What else? That's about it, to be honest. One thing I need to focus on in my studying is just to remain focused on the task at hand, and not like when I start to test my theories that I've kind of created when I'm studying. I can't go off track too much. That seems to be a problem I have. It's like an attempt to not get bored of what I'm doing at the moment, right? Is to like go on off track and we'll paint some like hands, because why not? Because that's interesting, right? No, like you're studying sci-fi, you're studying machinery. Don't go off and fucking paint hands. It's like I've said it before. I think it's like a form of procrastination, even though like. And you're tricking yourself into thinking that it's like effective. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's better than just doing nothing, but it's also still Like, you shouldn't, like, do what you're supposed to do. There's, like, 5 spiders, like, big ones, like, next to me. It's pretty cool. And they all know each other. They're all man them, bro. But yeah, I'm outside for this one. Maybe you can hear the bird song. I'm outside because I don't want anyone inside the house to hear me recording, because that's embarrassing as fuck. So I'm out here. We out here. And yeah, I'm just kind of trying to fill the time now. But you get my point, right? Just like more study, more resilience, more focus. Yeah, I think, yeah, I was talking about, like, you know, things that are just fundamental to kind of growth and kind of learning. Resilience is definitely one of them, and focus. I think focus is very important. Remaining focused on the task, on not only the task at hand, but what it's leading to, right? And trying to kind of put those pieces together. Yeah, resilience and focus, 2 big things to focus on, essentially. Yeah, that's about it. Have a good day. Bye.